Ultimately, the way cybersecurity is set up today, you have to spend an infinite amount of money to feel secure. And a lot of it is actually security theater. While I don't disagree that there are a number of tools and technologies that work well, unfortunately, these tools and technologies are being built in silos. So one company has a problem that they think that they have the big answer to. They go out to market, put it in environments. Another company has a micrometer improvement over the last company. They then go out to market, and then it becomes a cobbling of different technologies, integrations. You could spend years taking something out of the box and actually putting it in the system. Oftentimes we find that there isn't a lack of willingness from CISOs, security leaders, IT leaders to do the work required by security, but the challenge often is at multiple levels. One, we've got the technology challenge. There are too many tools to solve very, very sort of niche problems. There are too many tools to solve our major problems, but no one seems to be consistently doing hygiene. So because solving for hygiene is actually not a big revenue generator, it actually takes time and resources, it is the least thing that we're investing in and has the most impact on an organization's ability to secure itself. So this is almost ironic, because you'd think we invest in the areas where we got the most bang for our buck, but no. Unfortunately, due to psychological reasoning, if I can demonstrate a tool and that I actually put the tool in, we're able to show quite a bit that I at least cared enough to put the system in because the regulation says so, the board said so, the auditor said so. But how much of that is actually security? And how much can we even ensure that what we're putting as tools and technologies into our environment are actually solving the common challenges we see over and over again? You recently, and I recently heard about a breach, I think recently with Change Healthcare. And I don't want to undermine how much work the Change Healthcare crew must be going through in order to, sort of get things up and running, get things back in order. But what we're finding out is that there wasn't the implementation of MFA. And MFA is a technology that insurers have determined is a basic control that all organizations must have in place in order to get basic coverage in cybersecurity. And what we're also finding is it's not a lack of willingness to do this. The issue that we're finding is when you look at the attacks, it is about someone in the organization outside of security able to make decisions about security while giving the leaders in the position little authority, budget, resource to actually get the things done. So I will tell you that our issue and the main challenge with cybersecurity today is not a technology problem. It is in fact a human problem. And one of the biggest things I believe, and why I made the shift to conversations around resilience, is that we need to move the conversation forward from tools and tricks and things like, can we pen test, can we exploit, using words that are divisive, to really talking about process and really looking overall at what are the kinds of things that we need to be doing on a consistent, sustained basis to get the result? And why is what we're doing today not working? What is the breakdown? I have a very clear opinion about this, and my opinion has shown over and over again. Now, some may argue that I suffer from confirmation bias. I doubt it. Since I began in the industry, now I'm in my 10th year. This would be my 10-year anniversary in this space. What I've seen, which seems counterintuitive over and over again, is we continue to spend the money in the places, we continue to spend the least amount of money in the places that need it the most. So for instance, we spend the least amount of money in actual governance. And what governance means is practices, policies, rules, standards, those things that actually make the government run. We spend very little amount of money in actually ensuring all the different ways we think about cybersecurity are embedded in how the operation of the organization is actually designed. In addition, we call what we do awareness, but we make no one aware of anything beyond the 20 to 1 hour video that we make people watch once a year. None of that will get us the outcome we want. So we can say that we're doing cybersecurity, but are we more resilient? And that's the question that I think we need to start to ask ourselves. Is what we're doing merely performative, or are we really working to solve a problem? So I asked this, and I ask this actually of myself all the time, because even I spoke to some of the team members on this call about the fact that I recently helped another client through an incident. A lot of the work that my company does is in responding to incidents, but also saying, let's just imagine that we won't be able to respond in time, because that tends to be the issue. How could we make sure that we reduce the impact of a cyber attack or any other harm that would take down systems, an electrical outage, a snowstorm, a flood? How could we ensure that we were able to bring the systems up as quickly as possible? That's the first question. The second question we want to ask in this conversation about resilience is, what are the security and IT stakeholders' roles in making sure that we can actively respond in a way that is helpful, it is consistent, and is designed around reducing the politics and the friction that often comes with, disaster scenarios?